Hello, 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 everybody. Brian here at quantlabs.net. Today is the 27th of September. Oh, it is 14:11 to 11 Eastern Standard Time. So here we are in the mainstream stuff. Mixed outlook on the U.S. exchanges. Russell, Dow are up. Oil is up 2%. Pretty good. Gold is up slightly as well. Just barely. Silver's up, looking pretty good, 1%, and then we get into the forex. I'll talk about this more, and then we have the sluggishness of crypto, as you can see here, especially on the alternatives. 200 down 2.7%. FTSE's up, just barely, and the Nikkei is down. So going into the platform, before I get started, I just want to make sure if you like this sort of stuff, I focus on crypto. If you want to learn more, get on my newsletter, get some Trade Like a Boss PDFs and something else as well. On top of that, you can do that by going to quantlabs.net/contact. Next up, we have the private chat server. If you want to learn more, get our industry news. You can see here free trading signals as well for Ethereum, Cardano, and Doge. Moving along into now our Motorwave, the platform. So as we always start out, I don't know why Australia's still in military-like lockdown. But you can see here the Australian dollar sometimes can be very at the top. Here you can see the Japanese yen starting to strengthen. Canadian and Japanese yen. Pound against the US dollar has fallen. And then in New Zealand, pounding in New Zealand is like beyond flat. Okay, let's look at gold. Gold, Australia's slight decline there since August 18th. Okay, not the best investment to hold. Same with gold and euro. Gold in Hong Kong as well. Gold in New Zealand is strengthened. Now, if you want to know what is the strengthening currency, always look at gold in whatever currency and compare them against others. Now, last time I mentioned about the gold-silver ratio. Here you can see it's slightly not rally, but just move up a little bit. On the 19th, started to drop back here. You can see here, calling out a short. Now, I showed this before. This is what I'm more concerned with. This is the absolute number one indicator out there to show you that. Let me see if I can. You can see here, it's starting to rally a little bit, which is not a good sign. And I think that's just due to the debt situation. This here in 2020, January 2020 is obviously the virus. So there's that. And then we have this increase, this little, a bit is starting to increase a little bit here. So as we said, gold and, silver is starting to move up a little bit, but overall it's been either flat or declining, as you can see here, Canadian dollar. Same with the Japanese yen. Now, here's our first index, starting to really bounce back. Australia 200. Interesting that Australia leads the way out, which I don't know is the best performer or not. Australia, New Zealand's very flat, declining. Could be rallying. I think it will start to rally depending upon the lockdown being less strained and less controlling. So that might affect the currency here. But the Japanese yen is clearly on a nice rally here. Look at the last one. Let's start at August 28th, 2nd. All the way up to here, September 3rd, went into decline, and back we go. It's right now, it's all about volatility. Euro, Norway has been declining, and I bring this up because when things go bad, I would start looking at the Scandinavian currencies as a haven to get out. Now, things are radically changing in Norway just due to they have a new government. They've treated the vaccine a little different now and redefined it as a cold or something or other. So I don't know, but just be aware of that may shift the outlook on the Norwegian currency. And Euro, Sweden, same thing, decline. I don't know what to tell you there. Now, one thing I have noticed is that the Rand, the South African Rand, started to move up. I guess there's nowhere else to go. So you can see that since the 13th. That might have something to do with the Evergrande story in China as well. Here's the Japanese 225 rally, gone a little flat. So you're starting to see some of the indexes perform here. The Singapore 30 really flat. Now here's the important one: is the U.S. dollar and China yuan. You can see it's been declining since August 19th. Had a little rally here. September 17th started to decline again. So really, it really comes down to what plays out with this big story of this real estate developer. Now look at this. Again, USD's Rand rallying again. Here's the first product here, soybean, along. It's been declining, very flat. Maybe we're going to harvest season, so that's why we're starting to see these. Second long. So if you're a futures trader, you might want to look into that as a new commodity. CHF and Hong Kong dollar. Obviously, you could use the Hong Kong dollar as a proxy to China, so that's declining. I'm not going to say it's a good thing because it's not. With a pound now, it's all over the place, so nothing to worry or nothing to talk about there. Pound is getting affected by what's going on in England with the shortages and gas delivery. I'm sure that's not a good reflection on that currency. Just looking around, okay, Deutsche 30. Is that dipped? Probably due to the lead up to, well, not that close, but here you can see it's flattened out with the Deutsche 30. I'm not sure if that has any effect due to the recent election. NASDAQ 100 is performing quite nice, rallying, so that's good. I wouldn't put a lot of money on that. SPX 500. So let's look at the daily view of both of these. You can see it's been a nice incline dip, so people are piling in there, buying the dip. Same with probably the NASDAQ as well. Looks like it's probably happening as well. Let me look at the hourly. Yeah, I would say definitely buying the dip, but the response isn't as strong. I mean, it's a trend. No, obviously take it. Let's see, just to make sure. Yeah, it's a decent rally. So here we have the France 40 all over the place. Pound against the Canadian dollar all over the place. US dollar against the Canadian all over the place. USD, Swiss franc, slight trend up, nothing to brag about. Here we have USD Mexico. It's starting to, well, it was declining flat and then starting to rally a little bit, but still flat. Gold in Australia, we talked about that earlier. Gold in Swiss franc, euro, all slight decline. Silver, I don't know, has a long there in Australian dollar. And maybe that might be the place to go if that's where you want to trade. Ignore all these. I mean, looking at silver in Singapore is just not that strong. What else we got here? More Australia. Okay, here's an important one. It's China 50. Look at the volumes here. It just seems to be, I don't know, call it manipulated. It's very flat. So nothing really going on in China 50. France 40 we already know. Euro against the pound, very, well, not flat, but range bound. Euro Japanese yen. Euro Norway. Okay, here's a surprise. Well, it was a surprise, but I look at it. Euro Poland, that big rally, now starting to decline. I wouldn't be surprised we'll start to see that with the euro and the rand as well. Germany looks like it's rebounding a little bit. That's the German 30. Japanese 225 range bound. Netherlands, range bound as well. So better to be in the U.S. for now. Taiwan, I'd say that's a slight decline. Okay, so this is a really important one, is India. U.S., India rupee, decline range bound, slightly inclined. Now I want to show you the India market as well. That's been having a nice rally for the last little bit. It seems to continue to do that as well. More of the repeat that we've already seen. Okay, so here we come back to the soybean, long, short. Now we're getting a wheat. Not much is going on with wheat. Long there, short there, so forget all that. Corn, long. And this one's got a slight long. Not seeing anything worthwhile here. You can see the strength there, as I mentioned about the British pound in the Polish zloty, is it? There, look at the steepening of that pound against the rand. Pretty impressive, actually. Copper. Now, this is the last of it. Copper is very flat. So they're saying, I heard on Bloomberg, that they are going to start reducing the inflation call. And this is a result of it, as I showed you with the agriculture as well. That's pretty well it. Hopefully you got something out of it. We shall talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Have yourselves a good day.